And for my next trick, we're gonna review Friday the 13th, the series, Season 1, Episode 6.
6. The Great Montarro.
Okay, want to start us off?
Well, the Great Montarro is the magician who was a nobody, but a somebody overnight with this death-defying trick that requires a victim and a non-victim. It's a magic episode. I don't know, magicians and magic and all that hoopla kind of made it a little fun, but a little predictive.
This one was probably the most predictable so far. We were, as it was going on, we were saying, okay, well, this is probably going to happen.
I did.
That's going to happen.
I
It
did.
starts off with this, what's it called? Shit, we don't remember the name of the blood box.
Fatim.
Coffin of blood.
Coffin of blood.
So
yes.
I liked how it starts with this magic trick where it has this coffin, a guy gets in, the magician with these knives that plunge down. They put a dummy in there to show that what happens.
The knives are real.
But what's revealed at the opening scene is this magician guy, who we think is the Great Montarro, roofies this chick, puts her in this other box that's located somewhere else,
hidden
off stage. Basically, what we're meant to understand is when the swords go down, the woman in the box or whoever's in the box, against their will, is the one who actually gets impaled, while the guy in the coffin of blood is okay. And the swords look like they go right through him because we see him come out the back, but
yeah.
he's fine. So that's how.
Well, the swords come out clean. That
Yes, they
means
come out the
that
back clean.
the secret box killed its victim, so the trick still gets its sacrifice.
So this magic trick actually is magic versus an illusion. It's a magic trick that's magic via sacrifice. So
like an Egyptian thing. They don't really say
the
origin.
The one thing I'll give this episode that has a twist that wasn't predictable was you think the bad guy is the Great Montarro, when in fact the bad guy turns out to be
the daughter.
I don't even know if it's really anyone's daughter. She might have just said that.
True.
So it's revealed that this younger woman is the actual Great Montarro, and it's possible. Oh, we forgot to mention after the first thing, sacrifice. The Montarro guy is like getting the thing ready, packing it up or doing whatever, and some.
No, he's the Great Fatim. There's two magicians, Fatim and Montarro. So the Great Fatim demonstrates to the audience what this can do, and as he's putting the box away, before the Great Montarro gets it, he gets stabbed in the back by the Great Coffin. And they call it a different trick every time. I think Fatim called it the Coffin of Doom, and then Montarro calls it the Coffin of Blood, which we both agree would have been a better title for the show versus the Great Montarro. But, so it seems that this assistant is actually the one who's orchestrating everything to make sure that the magician looks amazing by surviving this trick. But doesn't always turn out that way. What impresses me is this is the first one with 5 deaths, 2 off screen, but still deaths. No, 1 off screen. 1 was a suicide, supposedly. So there was 4 on screen deaths and 1 off screen death, but 5 total. So that was interesting to me.
I can't remember how the Curious Goods gang get mixed up on this. So is this Coffin of Blood from the store?
Yes, the box of Odan is the box that really does the magic swapperoo, kind of like the Swapper's Ivy. As long as there's someone in the second box that's off stage, then the person on stage will survive because the person in the hidden box dies. And it got a little hairy because Mickey got conned into going into the hidden box, and
Well,
she's
not
like, "Oh, it's coated with blood."
not conned, but pushed in there. We knew that
Kinda
she was
tricked.
going to end up in the box. The one thing that was cool was that they pull her out right in time, which means the guy in the knife thing end up dying. But it's not really explained what happens to the woman who's the real perpetrator.
Yeah, it's kind
Does
of
it
a
even
mystery.
explain?
Mm-mm.
She's put in prison or anything?
Probably an insane asylum because she's crazy.
So this one's confusing. I was under the impression that the guy from the beginning,
Knew exactly how the box
well, no,
worked.
was killed. But you don't. You saying the guy
There's
from the
two.
beginning?
The guy from the beginning was killed, but the guy in the end lives. Well, he dies doing the trick.
So is this woman really replacing guys every time? I'm just there's
See,
details that aren't
my theory
clear.
is the first magician, the Great Fatim, had the guy assistant, and the guy assistant blackmails the Great Montarro because he knows how the trick works. But I think the daughter of the Great Montarro killed the original assistant, the original Great Fatim's assistant, after he told her how the trick worked. So, got the information, made it look like a suicide, figures out where the box was, gets Mickey inside the box so that the trick can be performed successfully. So, they think the daughter just became the Great Montarro because I'm the one that knows the magic and he's just a puppet doing the trick.
Well, this one was a little confusing for me. I'll give it a not a complete thumb up, but one at an angle, so in between sideways and all the way up, kind of an angular thumb.
75%.
Yeah, this one was kind of confusing, and
I'm going to give it a full thumbs up. Even though it was predictable, it was fun.
yeah,
It kind of made me hold my breath a couple times.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, it was fun, but it's just confusing.
Because they put two people in danger. Because we think Jack gets killed when it's someone else that gets killed, and then they put Mickey in danger, and they get her out in the nick of time. So I mean, I think it was kind of suspenseful. I think I'll give it a full thumbs up.
I won't.
No, you can give it 75% of a
But
thumbs up.
at least it wasn't like a supernatural one like Halloween. So I appreciated the real world. The whole gag with the coffin of blood and the swords was fun. And then to see when they pull Mickey out at the very end, and to see the blood just all over the swords at the end when it goes through that guy.
That was pretty
was
gory.
fun, and blood come out of his mouth.
That was pretty gory. So yeah, a little confusing, but I think it was fun.
I'm not saying it wasn't fun, it was just confusing fun.
So 1.75 thumbs up between the two of us. And we are looking forward to the next episode, which would be Dr. Jack.
We're assuming that's the main character, Jack.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Guess we'll find out.
Till next time, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.